Yeah, in preparing for this program, and we do a different topic every show, and we try to get as smart as we can. But um, it just kept hitting me over and over again as I read um, things that you've helped to produce and others on this program. Um, the whole thing about nonviolent offenders being so narrowly defined. So you mentioned older inmates. You could probably, I don't know this, but I would imagine just from reading these materials, you could probably take a pretty significant percentage of older inmates who could not be deemed any threat or risk to the society and get them toward living regular lives outside, right?
I mean, 100% yes. And I think one thing to remember is a lot of those older people, not all, but most of them, they went to prison really young. And they were sentenced to really long sentences under sometimes old statutory guidelines, sometimes
Right.
judges who didn't take into account all of the factors that we've talked about. But they're now in their 50s and 60s, and they're completely different people. What you do when you're 18 is not who you are when you are 50 years old. And you are at risk of dying younger because you are in the prison system. So they're literally robbing you of not only the years of your life you've already spent there, but your future years, instead of taking into consideration all the changes that have happened. Prison is also not supposed to just be about punishment. It's supposed to be about rehabilitation. So if those people have not gained skills, gone through programming and classes to become productive and safe members of society, that's the prison's fault. That is one of the purposes of the carceral system, is supposed to be rehabilitation. And I think that is what has fallen away from prisons across America, is we forgot about rehabilitation. We forgot that there's supposed to be programming. There's supposed to be opportunities. There's supposed to be, a sense of you are still a person and we're looking to return you to society, and more of, this is actually just a death sentence under another name. And I just wanted to point out, I know this isn't part of your normal programming, but as to November 4th, my office does a lot of death penalty work. And I just want to remind your viewers that this administration has chosen not only to effectively kill people through COVID, but they have chosen to also affirmatively kill people through use of the federal death penalty.
Yes.
And that's 7 people that this administration has chosen to execute. So if you want to know how they feel about keeping people safe, I think you should take that as kind of the jumping off point.
That would be the right to life party, right?
Right. Right to life in some ways.
Yeah.
Executioners in other ways.